Hello students, welcome back to the class. In the previous video, we all are learned about function concept. Okay? In this session, we are going to learn about chapter 2, data abstraction. Okay, what is data abstraction? Data abstraction is a powerful concept in computer science that allows programmers to treat code as objects. For example, car objects, pencil objects, people objects, etc. This is especially important when several people are doing a project. Here, project refers to the programming. Okay, project is nothing but is called a programming. Okay. The next one is abstraction and classes. Okay, now we can see about what is abstraction and what is classes. Okay, abstraction is nothing but is a modularity. It can make a simple change or several change into the programming. Modularity means splitting a program into many modules. Okay, a program can be separated into many modules. This is the meaning of modularity. Okay, abstraction provides a modularity. Modularity is nothing but it can be separated a program into many modules. Okay, what is mean by classes? Classes are the representation for abstract data type. Okay, classes are the representation for abstract data types. Now we can see about what is abstract data types. Okay, abstract data type is a type for objects whose behavior is defined by a set of value and a set of operations. Okay, the definition of abstract data types only mentions what operations are to be performed but not how these operations will be implemented. It does not specify how data will be organized in memory and what algorithms will be used for implementing the operations. Okay, it is called abstract. Okay, it is called abstract because it gives an implementation independent view into the program. Okay, this is the concept of abstract data types. Okay, what is abstraction? The process of providing only the essentials and the hiding the details is known as abstraction. The process of providing only the essentials and hiding the details. Okay, only the essentials and hiding the details is known as abstraction. The process can be providing essential features is known as abstraction. Okay, to facilitate data abstraction, you will need to create two types of functions. They are constructors and selectors. Okay. In the next slide, we can move to the constructor and selector definitions. Okay. You can see that these definitions do not specify how these ADTs will be represented and how the operations will be carried out. Okay, data abstraction is how we think about the world. For example, when you want to drive a car means you don't need to know how the engine was built or what kind of material the tire are made of. Okay, they are not necessary. You just have to know how to turn the wheel and press the gas pedal. Okay, this is the concept of driving. Okay, this is the example of data abstraction. Okay, now we can move to the constructor and selectors definitions. Okay, what is meant by constructor? Constructors are functions that build the abstract data types. Okay, abstract data types can be built by using the constructors. Okay, constructors are one kind of functions. Okay, in this way, what is selectors? Selectors are functions that retrieve information from the data type. Okay, selectors can be used to retrieve information from the data type into the program. Okay, can you understand? Okay, notice that you don't need to know how these functions were implemented. You are assuming that someone else has defined them for us. Selectors are nothing but the functions that retrieve information from the data type. Okay. Now we can move to the representation of abstract data type using rational numbers. The basic idea of data abstraction is to structure programs so that they operate on abstract data. That is, our program should use data in such a way as to make us few assumptions that the data is possible. At the same time, a concrete data representation is defined as an independent part of the program. Okay, any program consists of two parts. The two parts of a program are the part that operates on abstract data and the part that defines a concrete representation. One is abstract data, the second one is concrete representation. Okay, this is the two parts of any program. This is connected by a small set of functions that implement abstract data in terms of the concrete representation. Okay, can you understand the concept now? Okay, next we can move to the lists and tuple concepts. Okay, to enable us to implement the concrete level of our data abstraction, some languages like Python provides a compound structure called PAR. Okay, a compound structure namely PAR, which is made up of list or tuple. Okay, now we can move to the definition of lists. List is constructed by placing expressions within square brackets separated by commas. Okay, square brackets can be represented a number of values. Okay, these number of values can be separated by comma. Such an expression is called as list literal. List can store multiple values. Okay, for example, can you see the screen? 10 and 20. We can store more than numbers, like 50 to 100 numbers also we can save. Okay, each value can be any type and can even be another list. Okay, can you see the example? LST. Okay, LST is the short form of list. Colon equal to is the equalization operator of Python. Okay, LST colon equal to into the square brackets 10 comma 20. Okay, the 10 can be one value and the 20 can be another value. Then in the next line, x comma y colon equal to list, that is LST. Okay, here the 10 can be assigned to the variable x and the value 20 can be can be assigned to the value y. Okay, in the above example, x will become 10 and y will become 20. Okay, can you see the example? Can you understand the concept of list? Okay, we can move to the next topic as tuple. Okay, remember, a pair is the compound data type that holds two other pieces of data. Okay, a tuple is a comma separated sequence of values surrounded with parentheses. Tuple is similar to a list. Okay, list or tuple can be similar. The difference between the two is that you cannot change the elements of a tuple once it assigns, whereas in a list, okay, the tuple value cannot be changed. Okay, elements can be changed. Okay, for example, color. Okay, color equal to into the brackets red, blue, green. Here we can assign 3 color into the single variable is named as color, COLOUR. Okay, this is the variable name. Color can be assigned to the 3 colors of demanded color collections. Okay, this is the concept of tuples. Okay, next we can see about data abstraction structure. Okay, can you see the diagram? The first step will be a person. This is the name of the class. Okay, here the user can be assigned more than one data. Okay, the next step will be a creation step, that is function belonging to the new data type. Here we can design, we can initiate the data type. Okay, we can initiate the name of the data type like int, float, char, double, etc. Okay, next step will be a first name, last name, id, email. These are the variables. Okay, or variables or fields belonging to the new data type. Okay, the first name, last name, id and the email, these are variables name. These are the user's wish. Okay, these are the user own wish. Here we can assign one first name and last name, any id number and the email id. Okay, into the next slide we can see the example of the previous syntax. Okay, here we can assign the main function contains. Okay, the main of function contains more than one fields, right? So I can explain one by one. Can you understand the concept right now? P1 colon equal to person of. Here person of is a function without any parameters. Okay, can you see this? Person only brackets. It cannot contain any arguments. Okay, statements creates the object. This is the object creation step. Okay, the next step will be a first name colon equal to Padmasree. Okay, the second name I think this is the last name colon equal to Bhaskar. Okay, the next variable is id colon equal to 994 222 1234. Okay, this is the one kind of id number. And the last variable is email id equal to into the string computerscience@gmail.com. Okay, the first variable is the first name, setting a field called first name with value Padmasree. Okay, here Padmasree can be entered into the string. Can you see the double quote symbol? Okay, into the double quotes, that is the string, Padmasree can be entered as a first name. Okay, the last name will be a Bhaskar. It can be also in double quotes as a string, setting a field called last name with value Bhaskar. Okay, and the third variable is id setting a field called id value, that is a set of numbers can be given to the variable id. Okay, and the last variable is email, that is computerscience@gmail.com, setting a field called email with value computerscience@gmail.com. Here we can receive the output from the computer, means output of the first name is Padmasree can be displayed into our screen. Okay, can you understand the example? These are the concept of data abstraction. Okay, what we can see? The data abstraction definition, what is abstraction, what is class, and what are the two parts of data, abstract data, what is meant by constructors and the selectors, representation of abstract data type, what is meant by list and what is meant by tuples, and the data abstraction structure. And it can contain one example also. Okay, I hope all of you understand this concept. Thank you for watching this video. All of you being safe. Thank you so much.